How's it going, you beautiful sons of guns? My name is Dapper Saint, and welcome to the Monthly Brew. Now, before I show you what we have today, I just want to point out that despite the looks of this is not Starbucks. As I've told you before, there is a coffee shop on my campus, which happens to be a quote-unquote Starbucks. However, it is most certainly not one, as they make their drinks with tender love and care, not capitalism and existential dread. But anyways, I decided to get a latte that is a caramel brulee, as it's called, since it's a festive type of drink, so I was just gonna try that out. You know, I gotta say, this is technically one of the lightest drinks I've ever had. It's really like little to any punch to it, and I think that's because it's a combination of it obviously being a latte with coconut milk. It just doesn't have a huge impact on you. It's very sweet, but not too sweet to the point where you get sick of it, which is kind of a good thing in my eyes, but overall, not my favorite. If you're wondering why Skillingsworth doesn't have any coffee, it's because, well, he's sad that he's going to be back in the box pretty soon. Don't worry, I'm going to do one more video with him before I put him in the box, so he shouldn't be too sad. So before we get into the updates, we should probably talk about the, well, glowing elephant in the room that is this microphone in front of me. If you couldn't notice already, I have a new microphone. And you couldn't notice from the audio, it probably sounds horrible right now because I haven't soundproofed. Yeah, I finally decided to take the dive and get a better microphone because I'm kind of like sick and tired of using the one on my headset. Mostly because I want to buy a more comfortable headset and I wanted to get more professional grade kind of quality when it comes to my audio. Anyways, this beautiful thing in front of me is called the HyperX Quadcast S, and it is an amazing microphone. I love it to bits. As you can tell, it's RGB, which is also a really cool touch, and it goes with my purple aesthetic with all my other lights. I might send a picture later and everything and put it like right here for you guys to see like what my setup actually looks like right now. Originally, I was actually going to get a different microphone, and that's where the title of this video goes into play, because apparently Corsair doesn't want my money. What I mean by that is essentially the microphone that I was going to get was the Elgato Wave 3, which is honestly just such a good microphone. It's kind of a combination between XLR and USB. If you don't know what the difference between USB and XLR is essentially USB is a one and everything package. So it has like the preamp and the other things that you need for a regular microphone all in one package. So that's kind of like the difference and everything. However, there's a software that comes with the Elgato Wave 3 that allows you to mix it and match it kind of how what you would be able to do with an XLR, which is why I wanted to get it, because it is a really good price for what it is. The thing is though, you all know that COVID has not been good when it comes to prices. People have been price scalping for quite some time now, and it is just horrible. I could only find an Elgato Wave 3 essentially on the actual website for Elgato, but their parent company happens to be Corsair, and that's where the kind of angry moments with Corsair come into play with this whole ordeal. Pretty much, I tried to get the microphone sent to my college campus, and they count that as an institution, which means that I can't actually send it there. I understood that much. I understood that by far. We had some issues. It said it wouldn't want to go through with it, so I messaged them and they told me that, and it was plain and simple. Well, the thing is though, is what they didn't tell me about it is the fact that if I use my card and try to send it to a place like that, it blacklists the card so I can't use it on their website at all. This is where the issue came into play, where I decided to use my friend's address and try to get it sent there, but it was still blacklisted, and I tried all three of my cards I had available, so all three of my cards were blacklisted. And this is where the fun begins. Pretty much, I just ended up playing phone tag with them for about 3 weeks, until I got sick of it. The only useful information they gave was the fact that I couldn't send it to my college, because it's considered an institution. But after that, it was no use at all. They didn't give me any useful information. They kept on giving me these really crappy supports. When I had called them up, they would tell me how the support would help me and everything with the tag that they'll give off my email. Pretty much what they would tell me though is, oh, just use a different card. And it's like, well, I told you I can't use any other cards because I already used all three of my cards. Oh, well, have you tried deleting your cash? It was the most annoying ordeal ever, and I feel like I lost brain cells during this thing, because it just shows the lack of competence that their support team has. And the thing is that they're still messaging me, asking me if I still need assistance with the same ticket that I submitted like a while ago, even though they've just told me the same exact thing every single time I try bringing it back up. It doesn't make any sense. So yeah, at the end of the day, what I got out of this whole ordeal is the fact that they just really don't want my money. I tried so many times to just call them up and tell them what was wrong. I knew exactly what the issue was. All they had to do was take me off the blacklist. And their response was essentially, have you tried deleting your cache? is honestly the straw that broke the camel's back at that point, and I just said, screw it, I'm gonna get a different microphone. I had been looking at the HyperX Quadcast S for a while, but the thing is that it wasn't out at the time. However, due to the frustration that the Elgato put me through with Corsair, it was no longer in pre-order, it was now released. So funny how that works. Anyways, bottom line is the fact that I'm never going to support Corsair when it comes to buying their products now because I'm just sick of this crap. The thing is, this just shows how bad their support system is, and I'm afraid that one day I'm going to get a product from them that's just not going to work correctly, and then I'm gonna have to call them up and they're gonna tell me to delete my cache again. I just don't want to go through that again, and I don't want to risk it with a new product, so goodbye Corsair. Anyways, there's the titles, and congratulations, my clickbait is over. Thank you for clicking on this video. Oh yeah, by the way, happy No Nut November, I guess. Good luck everyone. I have already hid my cashews. It makes me really sad because I love how they're honey roasted. But hey, some of us have to live with it. What do you mean that's not what it's about? Sir Skellingworth, I think you are being inappropriate. If you're curious about the microphone and everything, I'll definitely give more details in a video that's going to be coming up soon. And speaking of videos, since it is November, I wanted to challenge myself because of a irrational fear that I have when it comes to my videos. This monthly brew is essentially a way of updating you guys on how I feel about things and just keeping you guys updated on what's going on in my life. And one of the things I kind of came to realize is the fact that I have a bit of a fear when it comes to uploading content sometimes. I feel like, honestly, I make pretty good content for the most part, and I really do love making videos, but there comes this time where I'm trying to like make something and I'm just afraid that it's not going to come out well, and it causes this massive issue where essentially it delays videos and they come out a lot later than they should. A good example of that is actually the How I Solved Imperialism. The video came out well. I love the video, but before I got to editing it, it just was such a struggle to get myself to do it because I was afraid that the actual recording session itself just didn't go well. It wasn't the best obviously because there was a few hiccups during it, but overall it was a pretty good video and I'm happy with how it came out. So what I wanted to do during November is actually challenge myself to kind of push through this kind of fear. After all, this whole channel is kind of like a bit of me learning how to do new things and me well-rounding myself as an individual. That's why I loved getting into editing. It was something new. I got into photo editing as well because of this stuff, and I feel like it's kind of built my confidence a little bit more when it comes to talking in front of people. So here's another thing for the checklist. Existential dread. So yeah, expect a video every other day for now on, or at least through November. I don't know how long I'm gonna be able to keep it up, but I'm going to try my best to do this because I really do want to push through this honestly irrational fear in a way. Anyways, with that information out of the way, let's talk about what I've been up to lately. Well, as far as anime stuff goes, not really much, honestly. But as far as new games go, as you saw, Watch Dogs Legion came out, and I made a video about this. I love Watch Dogs. It is a lot of fun, and it is way better than I expected, honestly. Watch Dogs Legion was one of those games that I was afraid that it was going to be a little bit too gimmicky, but the more I played it, the more I realized that there actually is a decent bit of diversity in it, and it really, really does add to the actual, replayability to the game, so to speak. I actually recently got some new special characters. There's a hitman that I have that's super tactical, and you do a little combat roll and everything. It's absolutely adorable. And then there's other people this guy can hypnotize somebody for some reason, and I think that's really fun, honestly. I'm excited to see what kind of content they add to it in the future, and if you haven't seen much about it, by all means go watch my video. It might be a good idea. Put a lot of work into it. I'm definitely going to make a lot more videos about Watch Dogs as well, because there's a lot of content there. Oh, and as far as other content goes, WTF Fridays will be the next thing up, so look out for that after this video. And as far as Nostalgic Nugget goes, that's most likely going to be on hiatus until I get my soundproofing. I feel like due to the nature of how Nostalgic Nugget is, I want to make sure that the audio is as good as possible for that. Anyways, I believe that pretty much wraps everything up, so I'm going to end it here. Thank you guys so much for watching. This has been the Monthly Brew. Please like, comment, whatever, it does definitely help the channel, especially commenting. I did not realize how much that makes a difference when it comes to your content actually getting out there. But once again, thank you guys so much for everything, and I'll see you around. As always, stay dapper.